I swear the universe wakes up every morning and chooses one random person to mess with, and today it was me. It started the second my alarm didn't go off. Not even late, just silent. I wake up in a panic, check the time, and realize I've got exactly 7 minutes to be out the door. No breakfast, no backpack organization, just vibes and stress. I sprint outside just in time to watch the bus pull away. Like, the door was still closing. I waved, the driver made eye contact, and then drove off anyway. So now I'm walking, backpack digging into my shoulders, shoes somehow untied every 30 seconds, and it starts raining. Of course it does. Not a dramatic movie rain, just enough to ruin your hair and your mood. I finally get to school late, soaked, and already mentally done. First class, pop quiz. I sit down, stare at the paper, and realize my brain is still on the sidewalk where the bus left me. Then something weird happened. The teacher cancels the quiz, says the printer broke. Class collectively exhales like we just survived a natural disaster. Later, my next class gets free time. Someone brings snacks. My friend tells a story so funny I actually forget how bad the morning was. By lunch, the rain stops, the clouds clear, and suddenly the day doesn't feel cursed anymore. Walking home, I realize something annoying but true. The worst days always feel catastrophic at the start, and kind of meaningless by the end. Still mad about the bus though. I'll never forgive that driver. Why is it that the most embarrassing moments always happen when you're finally feeling confident? Today started great. Outfit actually worked. Hair cooperating. Walked out the door thinking, yeah, this is a good day. That was my first mistake. I get to school and immediately feel it. That weird silence. Too quiet. People staring. Not obvious staring. Quick glances. Whispers. The kind that make your brain start spiraling. I check my shoes. Untied, but not tragic. Check my backpack. Zip. Phone. Still there. I'm running through every possible explanation when my friend finally taps me on the shoulder and goes, you know your shirt's inside out, right? Inside. Out. And not even the subtle kind. Tag out. Seems screaming for help. I have been walking around like that for at least 30 minutes. I consider pretending I don't care. I consider committing to the bit. But no, I rush to the bathroom like I'm defusing a bomb. Fix it. Look in the mirror. Take a deep breath. I come back out, ready to recover my dignity, and immediately trip on absolutely nothing. Just air. Flat ground. Betrayal. Someone gasps. Someone laughs. Someone goes, you good? Am I good? No. I am emotionally on the floor. But here's the weird part after that. The day couldn't hurt me anymore. Once you've peaked in embarrassment, everything else feels survivable. By the end of the day, people forgot. I didn't. But I also realized something. Nobody's replaying your mistakes as much as you are. Still, I'm checking my shirt tomorrow. Twice. I'm convinced time speeds up the moment you actually need it to slow down. I had all morning. Like, plenty of time. So naturally, I wasted it. Scrolling, sitting, staring at the wall like something important might appear on it. Then I check the clock and suddenly I'm late in a very specific, very irreversible way. Now I'm moving at cartoon speed. Socks on, socks off, wrong socks. Where are my keys? Why am I holding a spoon? I leave the house feeling rushed but confident I can still make it. I cannot. Every single light is red. Not mostly red. All red. One turns green just as I arrive. For the other direction. I finally get where I'm going, already stressed, and that's when I realize I forgot the one thing I needed. The entire reason I came. I stand there staring into space, replaying the moment I set it down earlier like maybe I can mentally retrieve it. I can't, so I head back, annoyed, talking to myself like I'm in a documentary about poor decision making. I get home, grab the thing, turn around, and drop it. It doesn't break. That would be too dramatic. It just rolls somewhere inconvenient and stops like it's judging me. At that point, I laugh. Not because it's funny, but because I've reached the emotional limit. When nothing's going right, you either scream or you laugh. I chose laughter because screaming draws attention. Eventually, I get back on track. The day doesn't end. The world doesn't collapse. And somehow, everything works out just enough. But next time I say, I've got time, please remind me that I absolutely do not. I hate when people say, just ask for help, like that's easy. Because today, I actually tried. I walked into class already confused, already behind, already pretending I understood things I absolutely did not. The teacher finishes explaining something and goes, any questions? Silent. Dead silent. You could hear the AC working overtime. I had a question, a very real question, but my brain immediately started listing reasons not to ask it. What if it's obvious? What if everyone already knows? What if I sound stupid? So I stay quiet. Big mistake. 5 minutes later, we're doing independent work and I'm staring at my paper like it personally offended me. Nothing makes sense. Symbols everywhere. Instructions that feel written in another language. The teacher walks by and says, you good? I panic and nod. Why did I nod? I am not good. Now I'm trapped. I've committed to the lie. I struggle in silence for the rest of class, copying random things down just to look busy. By the time the bell rings, I've learned exactly nothing except that pretending to understand is way harder than just admitting you don't. Walking out, I finally realized nobody else had questions either. Not because they understood, but because they were scared too. Next time, I'm raising my hand. Probably. Maybe. Okay, I'll try. Why does confidence disappear the moment you need it most? I was fine all day, talking, laughing, existing like a normal human. Then someone asked me the simplest question imaginable in front of other people, and suddenly my brain shut down completely. What's your name? Easy. I've had it my whole life. But no, gone. I hesitate for half a second too long, and now it's awkward. Everyone's waiting. I feel my face heat up like I'm buffering in real life. I say my name, but weird, too quiet, then too loud when I repeat it. Now I sound unsure about my own identity. Someone goes, oh, cool, and moves on like nothing happened. But for me, that moment replays in my head all day. Later, I realized something annoying. Nobody cared, not even a little. Everyone else was busy worrying about their own awkward moment. Confidence didn't disappear, it just got stage fright. Still, next time, I'm answering immediately. Probably.